Yo, what's good, YouTube? We're back. It's been a minute. It's been a long minute, to be honest, since my last video. But I decided that I wanted to do a Q&A because I feel like a lot of things have, changed slash happened for me since my last Q&A, even my last video. So I wanted to come on here and kind of talk about those things. I tweeted out telling you guys to send me some questions about what you want to hear from me. And I even got a few questions from Reddit. So we're going to answer those, have a little fun with it, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment what you want the next video to be. So first question is from onlyw_takes on Twitter. They asked, how does it feel being back on Optic, and are you looking forward to this upcoming season? First off, I'll start it by saying I don't feel like it's me coming back to Optic. I'll just be 100. That's not how I feel. That's not how I looked at it. I'm super excited because, for one, I never expected me to be on Optic in this way. I didn't even expect to be on any other team other than LAT going into any year. So for me, it's super exciting. I love the team that we built or we have. And honestly, when I went to Texas and did all the content, announcement stuff, I was treated amazing. So I've been loving it so far. It's been perfect. But anyways, for me, I expect this team to do great things. I'm looking forward to playing with this team, and all I want to do is win. So I'm looking to put this team in the best place possible to win. There's a few other questions that were asked, and I'll kind of like touch on them since it's not really in this question. But a lot of people are wondering how's the dynamic with me and Brandon or Dashy is going to be in terms of like hill time and all that stuff. But for me, I never looked at it like that. I don't think you have designated hill time people. Granted, there are people that get more hill time than other people, but I can confidently say that is like preference when it comes to those players. They just love being in the hill. And for me, I don't think it needs to be that way. I feel like when we play and we kind of figure out how things work or what works for us, we'll know who's in the hill more or who's not. I look at myself as a pretty selfless player. So if I have to be in the hill more, I'll be in the hill more. And I feel like vice versa for Brandon. Like, however the dynamic works for us or what works for us, we'll figure that out on our own. And I feel like for me, that's kind of my biggest role for the team, is to figure out what the dynamic is and how we want to play the game. And basically just like explain it. Well, I've already explained to the team of how I look at the game, and we all are on the same page. So I feel like for me, it's just getting everybody on the same page when the game drops and on how to play the game and how the game should be played, and making this dynamic of a great like team culture around the whole team. Because I don't think it should be how is Ken and Brandon gonna work together on the map, because then again, like even if me and Brandon are working well and the two subs aren't working well, or me and one of the subs aren't working well, then the team won't work well. So for me, it's just getting all four players on the same page, and whoever gets hill time gets hill time. There was a few other questions like asking what my role is or what is my biggest asset that I'm bringing to the table for this team. I mean, for me, I've been working on being a better leader, because I feel like for me, I'm super outspoken. I'm super like outspoken when it comes to practice. I'm the first one to talk when anything happens on a map. I think that's what I'm gonna bring to the table, is being able to like understand our mistakes, bring them up, give good criticism, and build a nice team environment here that I feel like we had on our team. I've had on all my past teams, and I feel like I'm pretty smart when it comes to Call of Duty. I bring that to the table as well. I don't know. So for me, it's just making sure I feel like for me, I'm kind of coaching a player in one is how I like to look at myself, and I think that's what I bring to the table. I'm gonna bring some good comms, great leadership, and I'm gonna know how to play the game correctly and build a team dynamic that doesn't require us to super outslay teams, or kind of like basically our talent is like our secondary, like our bailout. We're not using our talent to beat teams. That's kind of our bailout way, and building a team that uses teamwork. Simple as that. We're all super talented, but if we don't work together, then we won't be consistent. So that's how I look at it. _Miggy asks, did friends, classmates, or teachers know you play Call of Duty professionally? And if so, how / what would they say / react? So when I was in high school, all of my best friends, all my friends My guy friends for sure played Call of Duty. My teachers, well, only a few of my teachers. I was really close to my teachers because I've talked about this before, but I was a straight A student, took AP classes, took college classes, took all these things. So like I did a lot of like after school activities with teachers. That sounded kind of weird, but yeah, I was looking to go to school, college on a free ride for scholarship. So I was going to do as much as possible I could. So I was really close to my teachers, and I kind of told them like, hey, when I'm not studying or not doing homework, I play Call of Duty. I'm going to a tournament. I even skipped a few days of school to go to a tournament. Told my teachers, and they didn't say anything about it. So all of them kind of know. I haven't talked to them recently. I actually got a message on Instagram recently from my 5th grade teacher, who was like congratulating me after we won champs. So that was pretty cool. I don't feel like they react any other way because I feel like a lot of them kind of knew in the time, except for like my 5th grade teacher. So Daniel96 asks, what's your favorite Ride a Wave track? I'd say my favorite right now is definitely Married Next Year, just because I just love the song. It's either that or right now I've been listening to a lot of Poison. It's a little older one, but it's been hitting lately. So I'd say either of those two. This is from Astron. This is my homie. What's good, Astron? He asks, what are your plans for after professional COD? I'd say when I first started my COD, or when I came back in World War II, I would say going back to school was like my plan, because obviously I was on a free ride and like school was always there and I was pretty smart then. I am still somewhat smart, but not book smart for sure. But I feel like for me, it's kind of just staying in the esports scene. I think that for any professional player, you want to stay somewhat in the esports scene. I don't think I could be a caster or anything like that, but I definitely want to do something here. I've been streaming a lot recently, and I feel like I've been coming out of my shell of like being shy on stream and kind of showing my actual personality that, you know, I have, I guess. Because I could be I'm a pretty fun person. I feel like I'm super shy when it comes to like how the fans or anybody in the COD community kind of judges me. A lot of people think I'm egotistical, whatnot. It's whatever. But I feel like how people perceive me is definitely not the way I actually am if you know me. Maybe a streamer, who knows? But I definitely want to stay in the gaming scene because I love playing video games. I've always loved playing video games since I was as young as I could be. This is a fun one, but this is from my boy Josh. Josh asks, how about we do a cooking stream? Listen, Josh, I'm down for the cooking stream, but I can't cook. I'm down for a mac and cheese cooking stream, and we can just run the mac. Simple as that. But yeah, next question. These are going to be some Reddit ones that I liked. But yeah, this is from technical_phone_9993. They asked, what would you say was Optic's main weakness when playing against them? For me, I feel like all last year when we beat them, people were like, oh, they were just waiting for Shotzzy to do this, Shotzzy to do that. And it's like, sometimes yes, because people have tendencies to do things, but we'll watch VOD on like, oh, this is Optic strat. Ant just pushes this by himself, we can maybe solo him out. And it's like, when you play teams so much in practice, you kind of know, like for example, if I'm playing against Optic and I see Brandon in one strat, when I'm watching VOD, I see Brandon on the left side of the map, and then they did this on the right side of the map when he's there. If we're in the match and I see Brandon on the left, I'm calling out, yo, they're doing that strat, blah, 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 blah. This person gonna be here, this person gonna be here, and it's kind of like you adapt. So I won't say that was a weakness, but that's just kind of like a lot of times whenever you see somebody get first blooded, that's probably a reason. But I would say Optic's biggest weakness, or not weakness, but something that like we kind of picked up on, is like they're like, for us, what we would call it is like they have coin flip gameplay, and it's like if they're not all on shooting well, then they don't win, and that's because of how coin flip the plays they make are. And it's not like the players are bad or they're doing anything dumb. That's just what works for them. When they, like, Optic went on the biggest spree of like slamming everybody, and that's what worked for them. But when they shot against people that like were shooting back on the day, or they were having a bad day in general, because nobody plays perfect COD every day, then they look pretty weak. Or if you play against teams like us who have pretty good teamwork and are good at soloing people out, develop like solo chow and stuff like that, it's hard to win against them when you do like coin flip plays. Like, yeah, that was kind of like the thing we picked up on. And like I said, what I will say is like teams do what works for them. So if that was working for them, they're gonna keep doing it regardless. But for me, it's like even when we're doing like we're winning matches or doing something, I still feel like okay, we got lucky here. I'll bring it up and kind of like address it to see if like we still like it or not, because sometimes it can be iffy or things can be iffy. And I feel like, I mean, when you play against them, they were kind of doing the same thing over and over, and it's like okay, I'm thinking like that was some online bullshit. There's no way you're just jumping in ripping me off that heady. But they were still doing it on land, so it's like it's respectable, but at the same time they don't always win it, and that's what's coin flip about it. So for me, you can call it a weakness, you can call it whatever it is, but I feel like we were really good against them because we were really good teamwork, really good comms, and we were not letting their solo plays kind of win them the games. Yeah, but next question. Free Dave Patty asks, who is one retired player that you would want to bring back a team with aside from one you teamed with before? So I've answered this question a few times in the past, and it's not because I'm on Optic now or nothing, but Damon. Damon's always has been a player, and I would say, I guess now Seth. It's hard to kind of say anybody else because I feel like I teamed with a lot of the retired players, but even when Seth was playing, like Damon was my pick. Damon's been my pick for a minute, and it's good to have him as a coach now, so I can see kind of how our minds, because I always thought like we kind of looked at COD the same or played the same and had a similar play style. So hopefully we work well together. Looking forward to working with him. So he's definitely one player that I would want to team with or play with if I could. Last question, and we're out. CDL Unbiased on Twitter asks, what's the most nervous you've ever been before/during a match? I think the easiest answer for this one is my first ever match on LAN. But I think I can confidently say that there's some kind of feeling or nerves going into every match for every player. And for me, it kind of hits when like I walk into the venue like, okay, I'm about to play a match today. Like I'm not nervous, I just can feel like my body getting ready to play. But once I sit on the stage and I get my first gunfight in, I feel like the nerves go away. But my most nervous I've ever been would probably be my first grand finals, I would say. First grand finals in World War II. Against Splice, I was pretty nervous going into it, but like once I got into my first gunfight, it kind of went my way. Like this, I feel like a lot of COD players do this. Like you do what you obviously normally do, and when things start working that normally work for you, then you're just kind of getting the flow. You're not really nervous, but once you like lose a gunfight or two, when things like for things that normally work for you, it kind of gets sketchy. So the most nervous I've ever been, probably my first grand finals, but I ended up winning it. Good man. But yeah, that's gonna do it. This is my first video back from, you know, a little drought for a long minute. But yeah, we're back. I'm gonna start doing YouTube videos again, and I'm hoping you guys enjoy it. Make sure you comment what you want the next video to be or what you want me to do, because I want to do more fun content, no boring, just gameplay content. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys liked the video. If I answered your question, I hope you enjoyed my answers. And yeah, make sure you subscribe once again. Make sure you like the video. Peace.